Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba. Aries Spears is currently making headlines for making noise for roasting an audience member during one of his recent stand-up shows in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Spears will post his interaction on his own social media, which shows him going back and forth with a white heckler. The video begins with the white audience member telling him, "You're the one that don't realize where you at," most likely referring to the white population in the city. Spears would fire back,
"You're the one that don't realize where you at."
My people didn't realize where we were at when we were on that motherfucking boat. He really thought he said some just now.
I did.
No, you didn't, motherfucker.
No, I didn't.
Did you hear the audience laugh when you said what you said?
Know where you at.
You screaming don't make you right, sucker. I could feel that white rage coming through. You know where you at now? Out of here.
Now, it's unclear how the exchange started, but the crowd was clearly on Spears' side, as one of the audience members would shout at Spears to continue roasting the individual.
Get out!
I got it, baby. Felt like a Klan rally. Get out!
Spears' caption for the video would simply read, "Thank you, Tulsa," which was followed by a brief list of his next shows and dates. The majority of the social media users in Spears' comments seemed to enjoy his attack on the white heckler. One social media user would write, "Strange, the guy in the audience paid to see you just to yell out racist comments." Another social media user would take the time to remind other users that Tulsa, Oklahoma was the home of the original Black Wall Street, which makes the back and forth between Spears and the white man even more interesting. That user would write, "That's in Tulsa? That man had the audacity to say, 'You know where you're at?' Yeah, idiot. Do you know where you're at? Black people built Tulsa as the Black Wall Street before your mammy and pappy burned it down to the ground. I swear white folks have such an unshakable confidence now that their grand wizard is in office." One more user would chime in with a thought saying, "I know bro wanted to say more." Another user would have a laugh at Spears' roast towards the heckler. "White rage is insane." Now, the comedy of Aries Spears may not be for the weak. If you remember, not too long ago, Spears was confronted on stage by a heckler back in 2023. Then, the video footage would capture a man on stage attempting to talk to Spears with comedy club security in between the two. While the three were on stage, Spears would continue to roast the man by telling him to exit the stage. Now, as soon as the man began walking back to his seat, he was escorted out of the comedy club. Spears would end up telling the man, "I ain't Chris Rock," clearly alluding to the 2022 Oscars where Will Smith stormed on stage to slap Chris Rock after Rock told a joke that offended Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. At that time, it would seem that storming the stage at a comedy show became commonplace, particularly after the attacks of both Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. As stated before, Aries Spears was a victim in 2023, and although this situation didn't feature any audience members storming the stage, heckling from the stage is something stand-up comedians are prepared for, but it's never ideal. So what do you guys think about this interesting exchange between Aries Spears and this white audience member in Tulsa, Oklahoma, out of all places? Do you think the man was being racist? And how would you have handled the situation if you were in Aries' position? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Save the day for the latest news in comedy, culture, and sports by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Comedy Hype across all social media. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba.